Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel was a 19th-century German philosopher who saw reality as a dynamic, unfolding process. He believed that history, thought, and even reality itself develop through a dialectical pattern. This pattern often includes three moments, sometimes called thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. Each moment or stage contains a contradiction that drives progress to a higher unity. At the heart of his system is the absolute, a complete spiritual reality that gradually comes to know itself through human history, culture, and philosophy. For Hegel, reason is not just a tool of thought, it is the very structure of reality. Human freedom emerges as we come to understand our role in this rational whole. In ethics and politics, Hegel saw the modern state as the realization of freedom. Freedom is realized not in isolation, but through participation in ethical institutions like family, civil society, and government. His ideas influenced Marx, many existentialists, and countless others in philosophy, politics, and theology. Arthur Schopenhauer was a German philosopher who saw the world as driven by a blind, non-rational force he called will. All beings are manifestations of this will, endlessly striving, suffering, and never fully satisfied. He argued that life is marked by misery and boredom, and that peace comes only by denying the will, through art, asceticism, and compassion. Music, especially, offers a direct glimpse of the world's inner nature. A profound pessimist, Schopenhauer's ideas prefigured 20th-century existentialism and psychoanalysis. His fusion of metaphysics and psychology influenced Nietzsche, Freud, and many modern artists. Auguste Comte was a French philosopher known as the father of positivism and modern sociology. He proposed that human thought evolves through three stages: theological, metaphysical, and finally, scientific. In the scientific stage, knowledge comes from observation and reason, not speculation. The French philosopher envisioned a new social order based on empirical knowledge, led by scientists and guided by moral progress. His emphasis on order, progress, and systematized knowledge helped shape 19th-century thought. Comte's influence endures in sociology, science studies, and debates on secular governance. John Stuart Mill was an English philosopher who championed individual liberty and utilitarian ethics, the idea that the greatest happiness principle is the foundation of morality. He modified Bentham's utilitarianism by emphasizing qualitative differences between pleasures. Mill believed strongly in freedom of thought, speech, and self-expression, arguing that even unpopular opinions are vital to truth and progress. His work on liberty remains a cornerstone of liberal thought. Mill also advocated for gender equality and social reform. His defense of individual rights and social utility helped shape modern democratic and ethical theory. Søren Kierkegaard, often called the father of existentialism, was a Danish philosopher who emphasized the individual's subjective relationship with truth and God. He argued that authentic faith requires a leap, not rational proof. He criticized institutional religion for making Christianity comfortable and impersonal. True faith, he believed, is marked by anxiety, doubt, and personal commitment. Truth is subjectivity. Kierkegaard's exploration of despair, freedom, and faith laid the groundwork for 20th-century existentialism. His writings challenge readers to live passionately and face existence honestly. Karl Marx was a 19th-century philosopher and economist who believed society evolves through stages: feudalism, capitalism, socialism, each marked by internal contradictions. He saw history as a struggle between social classes, driven by material conditions and economic forces. Marx thought workers are exploited in modern capitalist societies, alienating them from their labor and each other. Over time, he believed this would create greater inequality, leading workers to become aware of their oppression, a process he called class consciousness. Marx predicted that the working class would eventually overthrow capitalism and replace it with socialism, where the means of production are owned collectively. His ultimate vision was a classless, stateless society where everyone is free and no one is oppressed, and the resources are distributed based on need, not contribution. Marx's ideas influenced politics, economics, and history across the world. His focus on power, ideology, and material structures remains central to critiques of modern society. Charles Sanders Peirce, a founding figure of pragmatism, was an American philosopher who believed that the meaning of ideas lies in their practical consequences. He saw inquiry as a communal, ongoing process aimed at truth, guided by fallibilism, the idea that our beliefs are always open to revision. As a logician, the American pragmatist contributed to semiotics, the study of signs, and to the logic of scientific discovery. He believed that there are three kinds of inference: deductions, inductions, and abductions, and he argued that beliefs are habits of action, constantly tested by experience. Peirce's work helped lay the groundwork for American pragmatism and modern logic. His vision of philosophy as experimental and collaborative continues to inspire many philosophers today. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher who challenged traditional morality, religion, and philosophy, seeing them as expressions of life-denying values. He called for a revaluation of values and celebrated the will to power, a drive for self-overcoming. He famously said that God is dead, meaning that traditional religious frameworks no longer hold authority for many people in modern life. In their place, he proposed the Übermensch, an ideal of self-creating, life-affirming individuality. Nietzsche's style and insights helped shape existentialism, postmodernism, and psychology. His work confronts readers with the challenge of creating meaning in a disenchanted world. Gottlob Frege was a German philosopher who revolutionized logic and helped lay the foundations for modern analytic philosophy. He developed a formal system that includes both propositional logic and predicate logic with relations. He distinguished the sense from the reference of a linguistic expression. The German thinker believed that meaning is objective and that mathematics could be grounded in logic, a project known as logicism. His notation and ideas influenced thinkers like Husserl and Wittgenstein. Though underappreciated in his lifetime, Frege's contributions helped reshape philosophy of language and logic, establishing precision and clarity as key philosophical virtues. Edmund Husserl was an Austrian-German philosopher who founded modern phenomenology, the study of conscious experience from the first-person point of view. He urged philosophers to return to the things themselves, to examine how objects appear in consciousness. He emphasized the importance of the concept of intentionality. All consciousness is consciousness of something. By bracketing assumptions about the external world, Husserl aimed to reveal the pure structures of experience. Husserl's method deeply influenced 20th century philosophy, especially phenomenology, existentialism, and hermeneutics. His focus on lived experience opened up new paths and topics for philosophers to explore.